course, they decided right now to start, so it's all good, right? Hello, hello. All right, friends, we are just about ready to roll, I believe. Let's just see here. I'm just waiting for me to appear. I can see you guys, so should just be a minute or two. Well, it should even be a minute. I know you guys, it's hard time, right? Because lots of us, right, are working. Me too, right? I'm here working right along with you, but I know that some of you are trying to jump in from work, which, I just appreciate that. But don't get in trouble, okay? No trouble. I am also, just very quickly, in the process of my website is, it's got a lot of traffic right now, and I'm trying to just change a setting really quick. So we'll see. We're almost there. We are almost there. Heather's working, Deborah's working, Gabby's working. I know you guys are like, come on, we don't have all day, right? One more sec. But I have so many fun things to share with you guys today. I can't believe it. So we'll let the anticipation build. Oh, I don't know, for another second or two while I'm doing this. Hi, Mary J. Hello, Jane. Hello, Creative Catastrophe. Mary Peck. Good morning, Heather. Shannon. Oh, fun to see you. Good morning, Gabby and Deborah. You guys, so fun to have you here with me. I know it is not, Friday morning, not necessarily the best time to do a live, but guess what? We're kicking off International Scrapbook Day. And weekend kind of, right? So International Scrapbook Day starts tomorrow. And this is our 5th annual celebration. We've been doing this 5 years. So lots of things happening. Today, really just now, really 5 minutes ago, so 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Pacific time, I just launched a whole bunch of new products. The May stamp and die release, all different kinds of fun goodies, and then my first ever paper crafting collection called Postcards and Passports. So we're going to take a deep dive into that and have some fun while we're at it. If you are looking for things to do tomorrow on May 3rd for International Scrapbook Day, we'll be here on my YouTube channel all day. We will be listing all day. I guess the good news is the guy that's out there edging the lawn, he's doing that today instead of tomorrow, right? Anyhow, apologies for that. Can't schedule that. They just come when they come. It's one of the perks of our HLA. So luckily the lawn's not that big. So I think he's done. All right, friends. I think we are ready to roll. I'm just over here on the side, just, finishing up a couple last minute details as my website decides it just wants to sit back and do one of these right now, right? I guess that's a good thing, right? I guess it's a good thing. It could be totally dead and slow, and then, it just has all the time in the world. All right, friends, I think I am, is that it? Holy cow. All right. I'm going to just stop it right now. I mean, not stop the website, don't worry, but this will just have to do until I'm done. Okay, friends, now I am here ready to pay all of the attention. Okay. So I think without further ado, let's let me stop and look at you before I'm doing all these things. All right. Thank you for joining me and welcome. If we haven't met before, my name is Layle Kankar. I have a business called Layle by Mail. Normally I say when I'm not traveling, we're here on Saturdays doing our creative listing, which is what we'll be doing tomorrow. But what we're doing here today is taking a look at my May product launch. So lots of fun new things. And as of 5 minutes ago, probably 7 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago now, everything is live on the website. Everything is in stock and shipping now. I'm thrilled to say that. So I'm going to turn off the lights, move the lights, rotate the camera, and then we'll dive in, okay? All right, so excited to share. So excited. You guys excited for the weekend? If you celebrate International Scrapbook Day or all things paper crafting, you excited for that? Always lots of fun things happening in the community this time of year. And when I say community, I mean like the paper crafting community. All right, let's get this out of the way. Let's move some of these things a little bit closer. Oh yes, much better. All right, well, where should we start? You can get a pretty good feel for what's going on here on my little desktop. So, Let me fix that light, and then I think we will be ready to go. Thank you, Kathy, for the reminder. I totally would have forgotten that. It's been a whirlwind since last release. Last release was in, let me just fix that. Last release was a short, oh my gosh, maybe like 5 weeks ago. That was a little bit later than normal because it was a week later because we did the release for my 5-year listing anniversary, 6-year Layle by Mail anniversary. So then now we're doing the May release 2 weeks earlier because we're kind of coordinating that with the big celebration this weekend of International Scrapbook Day. So, all right, here we go. Let's just dive in and look at the main thing, and then we'll look at all the pieces after that. So you guys, this one has been a long time in the works. Quite a few things have been changing in the paper crafting industry for the last, well, I could probably say for the last 20 years, right? It has been, it's been a wild ride. And hello, my friend Vicky. Vicky and I talk about this all the time. What a wild ride this industry is. And sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and you have to take control of your own destiny, which is what I have done. The beginning of this year, late 2025, I launched something called the Season Pass. And the Season Pass had two purposes. Number one, it was to replace my bi-monthly traveler's notebook kits that I'd been doing for about 7 years, which has been a great replacement for that and will continue to be so. But number two, it was to help me dip my toe into the water for what would be this, which is the first, I will tell you, the second one is already in the works. This is the first of my Layle by Mail paper crafting collections. You guys, I don't have a big company behind me. I don't have, this is me. It is me funding, it is me working with designers, it's me conceptualizing, it's me sourcing. And when I say me, obviously, you know, there's a team, a small team that helps me. Amy, many of you know Amy, and she is my kind of right hand. Helps with all the sourcing, helps to work with the different designers and things like that. But basically, it's little old me. So it makes me even just more excited for what I'm about to share with you guys. So Postcards and Passports. It only made sense to me that this was the first collection that I did. It's travel. If you know me, you know travel's very much a huge part of my life. This past weekend, I was vending and also teaching some workshops at an event called Little Craft Fest, and I taught a class about documenting your travels. One of the very first slides that I put up in that class was a picture of me at 4 years old, and that was my very first passport photo at 4 years old. So travel is a huge part of my life, so it just made sense that this would be the first collection that I launched with. So Postcards and Passports. As we take a look, there are 8 products in the collection. But starting out with the meat of the collection is the 12 by 12 paper. For those of you that have worked with my Season Pass paper in the past, starting with Postcards and Passports, this is your tried and true scrapbook paper. It is done on a oh, I can't remember what it's called. Anyhow, it's not done on a digital press. Let's say that. So, whereas in the past, my Season Pass paper, some of the papers have a little bit of sheen to them. This is pure matte paper, and it is beautiful. So 12 by 12 paper, there are 6 double-sided papers. Those are not sold a la carte or not sold by the sheet. Those are sold in a paper pack. That paper pack has 12 double-sided 12 by 12 sheets. There are 2 sheets each of each pattern. So those of you often ask, oh my gosh, I wish I had 2 sheets each. I wish I didn't have to go buy another whole collection pack. You have 2 sheets each. All right. So as we start to take a look at that, the first thing that's not most important, but that's important to know, that is the cover sheet for that paper pack. On the back side, that is very much a usable pattern, right? I figured you might as well put a super neutral but usable pattern on the back side of that. So don't forget about that. Totally use that. Offset press. Thank you, Amy. There we go. Amy's here. Oh, Amy, you save me every time. Thank you, hon. Amy is in the chat, and she is also linking to the things that I'm showing you. So you can just click the link in the chat and follow right along. If you are watching the replay, you'll find links in the description box of the video. You will also find it on my website under What's New. All right. So we'll start taking a look at this guy, this one right away. That beautiful, 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 look at all those travel icons and really nice, fun, vibrant colors will really match with any of your travels. So it's not specific to beach, it's not specific to city, it's not specific to country. It's just a nice neutral, really fun, bright collection. All right, so those are the first two papers, A side and B side. So Annette, I do not sell 8x8. Again, because this is just me, just Layle, no big company behind me. I had to pick a size that I felt would be most usable by everyone. So 12x12, obviously if you have an 8x8, you can't make it 12x12, but with a 12x12, you can trim it down to an 8x8 or a 6x8 or whatever you need. All right, then we have this guy. Here's our little stamp, so postcards and passports. So of course you'll see lots of fun stamp icons. A side with all those great stamps. And then B side, very much a nice neutral tone on tone stripe there. Will there be an album class with this new collection? Great question, Carrie. There will be. I will put together a mini book project kit. It was on my list of things to get done ahead of time and it just didn't happen. There's no way I could get the whole thing designed, but even to have a sneak peek out for you, it's just not ready yet. So hopefully in the next week or so, I will put it up for pre-order. But I will be using one of the Doodlebug 6x8 albums. So if you haven't worked with those yet, those are super fun. But great question. All right, next up, we have the words, right? Lots of different fun travel words in that really great color palette, different fonts, travel, suitcase, miles and miles, journey, let's wander, explore, round trip, just kind of goes and goes and goes, right? On the B side of that, you have a really nice neutral, but still very travel kind of oriented with your little geo tags there. And then we move on to two cut apart sheets. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. All right, so on this side, we have your cut apart 4x6s and your 3x4s. So here what you're seeing is now kind of bringing in more of that postcard theme, right? You have a couple of different large 4x6 postcards and then some smaller 3x4 little postcards running both landscape and horizontal, and then even a fun little passport there. That back side, one of my very favorite color combinations, that orange and pink or orange and blush together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Carrie, thank you, Vicki. All right, and then we have another cut apart, and these are your tags, right? Your kind of fun little luggage tags. So all different shapes, and you can either leave them whole like that or cut out the shape so you have a little bit more of a shaped tag. The back side of that, you have your fun little airplanes and clouds. And then, of course, a stripe. And those of you that know me I love my chunky stripe, right? So that's basically all of the colors in the color palette. And then on the back side, you just have that kind of fun neutral map. Because depending on where you're going, we can't really put in a map that would work for everyone. So a nice neutral map works for everyone, all right? So there you go. You have 2 sheets each of 6 different double-sided patterns. That gives you 12 papers, and then that cover sheet with this. Now here's something fun with the way that we designed the cover sheet. Do you see each of those little strips there? Those little strips, you can use them, right? Cut that apart. Use the strips on your traveler's notebooks. Look, the width for your traveler's notebook, plenty wide for your traveler's notebook. You even have this fun little strip up at the top, that nice thin rainbow strip that you can cut as well, all right? So that is sold, that paper pack is sold a la carte. I say a la carte because of course you know me and my big bundles. You're gonna see all of this also in one big bundle. All right, now let's take a look at the icons. So there are, the die cuts. There are 2 die cut packs. There is a icon die cut pack and a words die cut pack. So let's first take a look at the icons. 96 pieces in here, you guys. 96 pieces in a die cut pack. That's a lot. That is a lot. I mentioned my paper is printed in the US. My die cuts are also printed in the US. So where possible, sometimes we can do that in the industry. Sometimes it's really, really difficult. So die cuts are printed in the US, manufactured, cut, everything in the US. But you guys look at these, all those great little icons that you saw in some of the papers. course, you have your suitcases. That one, you know it, that almost looks like Harvey. Not quite Harvey or RV, but almost. Lots of little labels where we can fill in the space on the icon sheet. We've got lots of fun littles, right? Little hearts and stars. You have some date circles, arrivals, of course, a taxi cab. Even though, I don't know, it seems like we don't really take taxis anymore. It's more of an Uber, but taxi is just kind of your quintessential travel icon. A little hotel room key, a little camper trailer. Everything I'm showing you, you can see up close on the website. Fun clouds, smaller suitcases. So you have some different size and different scale things. So everything definitely works on your 12 by 12 scrapbook pages if you are a scrapbooker. Also works on your mini books. Definitely also on your traveler's notebooks, because you know me, you know that's my thing. Lots of fun little luggage tags with a little hole already cut out or die cut out. Cameras. I mean, I could go on and on and on. That little bed is fun. Number of different cameras, globe, a little moped. Anyhow, in this one, as I said, there are 91 pieces. So many different pieces. This is really how it's really, well, the paper paired with the die cuts. That'll get us really far in a project kit. Get that with the little windows cut out. Little project kit for a mini book. Also project kit. I'll do a traveler's notebook one too. I just got to walk before I run here in a sec. The matte are disappearing really glossy. So Carolyn, there is a little bit of a gloss, a little bit. It's also my lights, all right? So you're gonna get a little bit of a gloss from the lights, but on the die cuts, there is a little bit of a gloss. Not on the pattern paper, but a little bit of the gloss, and that just has to do with how they're done here in the US. Let's see, there are a couple of other questions. Let's see, Mitch W, question, since you are making an album course, would you recommend I wait for that or purchase the big bundle? Would want both, but wouldn't need duplicates. So here's the thing. The album course will have everything in it with the exception of the stamps, all right? With the exception of the stamps. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so, and Vicky made a good point. She likes the glossy contrast, right? So if you use, especially if you're in a mini book or in a layout, if you're popping up your little die cuts with foam squares, then also it kind of gives it a little bit of a different look, because it does have a little bit of a slight gloss there. Oh, okay. Nick just walked in.
I want to see.
You want to see? Nick hasn't seen any of this. All right.
I've seen the paper.
You've seen the paper. Oh, yes. Anyhow.
And those 3 stamps.
And those 3 stamps.
I sold a whole bunch of those stamps last
Oh, you
weekend.
did. You did. All right, friends. Anyhow.
Pushing them hard.
Okay. Those are the icon die cuts. That is the photo that you will see on the website. So you can see all of those beautiful die cuts kind of one by one. All right. Now, if you know me, you know I'm also all about the words. All about the words. So there is also a words. There is also a words die cut pack. So with this, there are 66 pieces. So some fewer pieces than the die cut icons, but that's because some of these are quite a bit bigger. Let's see. Can we purchase just the class if we order the bundle now? Heather, if you want to order the bundle now, just reach out when the class is available and we'll work it out. All right. Because it will also have the, the album with it and a few other things. All right, but look at these. These are really, this is where your titles come in. This is so much where all of your titles come in. I'm going to put these little guys up here. There are a few icons in this set, but my idea with the words die cuts is there's very little color in there, and that was by design. First of all, with all the pattern paper, there were so many bright colors in the pattern paper that I wanted the paper and also the die cuts, the icon die cuts, to really kind of stand out. And then the kind of bold of all of the words to also then really stand out. So with this, you can use any of these icons really with any of your travels, right? So they works with season pass, works with postcards and passports, but then also will really work with any other color palette that you want to throw in. But you've got your travel checklist, road trip, there's our ride, let's get away. So many of these great words. So one of the things, I'm going to put this one up here that you will see, and you will see this again in one of the stamps. These little guys. these little day die cuts. So you have days that are 1 through up through 9. So if you are taking a trip and you want to do some documenting day by day, you have those fun little pieces. Obviously, I haven't pulled them all out, but you've got your fun little pieces that'll take you 1 through 9. All right. Vicky said, I know I will use the class and then I will need extras for listing. That's probably my dear friend Vicky with her sales hat on kind of a little hint to me saying, Layle, you might want to tell people, even though they buy the class, they might also want to have some extras for their lists, for their scrapbook pages, right? A lot of times we buy multiples of things because we want to use them in different places. So absolutely. Okay. On the back side of that packaging is where you will see all of the 66 die cuts, and you will also see that image on the website if you want to take a little bit of a deeper dive into all the pieces that are part of the die cut words. All right, and I keep saying this, and I hope this rings true for those of you that know me. Another thing that I always am using, word strip stickers. All right, so word strip stickers, I started doing some word strip stickers in my December documented project kit last year. I have done them for each season pass that I've done this year, so it only made sense that I would have word strip stickers for postcards and passports. Again, no color here, right? All black and white. So again, those things will really pop as you're working them in with the pattern papers, but also you can use them with really kind of any travels. So this guy, you have 91 word strip stickers. If you don't go, you'll never know. Inhale, exhale, relax. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Because I don't know about you, but every vacation I ever go on, I'm muttering that one. Live life like you're on vacation. The best thing about being on vacation, ... take the long way home, see the sights, seize the vacay, not to miss. Anyhow, lots and lots, 91 of your word strip stickers there. You can ink those. So you can ink them up just taking one of your, like your Tim Holtz Distress Oxides and your foam blender, and you can just ink away on those guys too. All righty. Kyla said she loves the word strip stickers. They're my fave. I love them too. So everything I've shown you so far is available a la carte. All right. The paper pack, each of the die cut packs, the word strip stickers. Also this, looky here. That would be washi. That would be 2 rolls of washi packaged together. One is a 10 millimeter. One's a 10 millimeter, one is a 15 millimeter. The reason for that, I like to layer my washi, right? I like to do a thin strip and then a thick strip. Let me just turn that over so I don't kind of give away some other new products before I'm ready. Speaking of giveaways, tomorrow, all day long, when we're listing, there are 2 sessions, and I always do lots of fun giveaways during our listing sessions. And so tomorrow, both morning and afternoon session, you will see some of the season pass products. Season pass. I'm so used to saying that. Some of the postcards and passport products as giveaways, but everything in stock and shipping now. Well, starting on Monday. Right now, Denise and Lily, the dynamic duo, they are unpacking some things that came back from Little Craft Fest. So that's what they're trying to get done and organized today. They also have been working like crazy for the sale that's also happening this weekend. All right, there you go. Those are the two washi, and that comes in a pack of 2. And those are also available a la carte. All right, now turn that back over. And let's keep looking. Oh, Heather, that sounds fun. Heather, you're gonna miss, you're celebrating your friend's birthday. Well, you can jump in on the replay if you feel like you want to do that. All right, not 1, not 2, but 3 stamps that go along with postcards and passports. So the first stamp set, those are the days that we saw, right? We saw those same days in the word die cuts. What's fun about these, actually these 3 stamp sets, I did have the company that manufactures my stamps for me send part of my order to Little Craft Fest last weekend. So the stamps actually debuted there, and they were super popular. People really liked Really liked those and sold through lots of those, so that was fun. But what a couple of people were even saying about this, these were great for your vacation, like day 1, day 2, day 3, and so forth. But these could be really used for anything, right? It could be the first couple of days of school. It could be maybe you're doing new habits or new routines and you're kind of tracking your days, right? So lots of different things you could do with that. Even if you're putting together menus and things like menus for the week, you have your little day stamps. All righty, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. I had the pleasure of meeting Carrie Adams Johansson last week at Little Craft Fest. She was also a good friend of Vicky's, so that was really fun. Hi, Carrie. And she did bought those. She did buy those at Little Craft Fest. All right, here is the second set. So these are the Postcards and Passports mini icons. So lots of fun new travel mini icons. As with the existing Layle by Mail mini icon stamp sets, you have 12 there. And then you also have the definition, travel. We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us, right? So I should probably have that as a tattoo on my forehead sometimes. Anyhow, the really fun artwork that you saw both in the paper and also in the and then the icon die cuts. All right, and then Carrie, there were a couple of you, a number of you that bought lots of things at from the booth at Little Craft Fest. Thank you, that was just so fun. And then the third stamp set, Say It. All right, so this is 4x6, Say It. And you have all of those great words and phrases, on the go, travel log, the open road. This is how astute some of you are. Someone reached out to me and said, Layle, this open road stamp set, it says EST 2020, established 2020. Is that date because that's when you started our listing on Saturday? And I'm like, holy cow, yes, that is. So anyhow, simply amazing, vacation mode, let's get lost, adventure often, just lots of funs there. And then a couple of fillers, your cute little arrow, little star, and then a little geotag. So 14 stamps, 14 pieces there. Woo! All right, so that, my friends, is Postcards and Passports. So everything that I showed you is available a la carte, but there is also a big bundle. If you're not familiar with my Layle by Mail big bundles, the way that the big bundles work is basically you click add to cart for the bundle and you're just buying everything at once. And when you do that, you get 15% off. So you're eyeing this collection and thinking, ooh, yeah, I think, you know what, just add the big bundle to cart and then you're not even, thinking about it and you're saving 15%. All right, but let's talk about what else is new, okay? There's lots of other fun things that are new. I will be using Postcards and Passports tomorrow on a fun list, but it's not necessarily a travel list. I thought I'd kind of throw us for a loop a little bit. One of our list topics tomorrow is called micro adventures. So they're little adventures that you can do in a day, in a half day, in an hour. Things that you would do maybe in your own city or own state if you're not traveling far. So I'm taking Postcards and Passports and making it work for maybe someone that doesn't even travel. And then I'll continue to use it over, over the next months and months and months in my list and things like that. Let's see. April, I love that. Thank you, April. April said, how many of us who were at Little Craft Fest got home and immediately scouted Layle's website? I love that, April. Thank you. Here's the thing about that. That event was amazing because it just exposed Layle by Mail brand to lots of different people that were never aware of it before. So I appreciate that, April. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at what else is new because there's lots of other fun things that are new. If you're not a traveler, there's some things in there that might work for you, but I've got some things for you too if you're not a traveler. And actually, even if you are a traveler, this is the newest size of craft storage pouch. This one is 9.5 by 12. Look at that. Amy just knew right away. Before I even said it, she popped it into the chat. So that is the newest size, 9.5 by 12, top zipper. Okay, for me, the top zipper is really important. Here's an example of what I would put in 9 by 12 craft storage pouches. Anything that is 8.5 by 11, right? This is what I took with me, more papers than this, but this was how I organized ahead of time. If you've ever wondered if I'm type A, this will tell you right here. This is how I organized ahead of time all the stamps at the booth. They were all done ahead of time. They were all set up ahead of time, photographed ahead of time, so that when we got there, basically anyone could take these little papers and help set up the booth, which Amy and Heather and Rhonda and Joni were amazing with that. Anyhow, so things like that. There's the floor plan. So I'm always have things like this that I'm traveling with, or things like this that I want to keep organized. And that's what I used, kind of came out with this size. You can still use it for lots of your other paper crafting collections, right? Something that you need that's a little bit taller, maybe a little bit wider. In comparison, I will show you, hopefully. You guys, if you could see the amount of suitcases here in this room that I have yet to unpack. From 2 weeks ago and then 1 week ago, it's a lot. I was going to show you the reference. Nope. It is not here. It is not here. Let me pull out these guys really quickly, just so you can see reference. The one I'm looking for is not here. So this is the 13 by 13 that has been around. This was the very first one. This is the new size, all right? And you might think, well, Layle, why did you come out with one that's just a little bit smaller? Couldn't you put these things in here? Well, yes, you could, but then all these things were totally like moving around and it was really bugging me. So I thought I would like another size. So because I can do it, I did. So 13 by 13, that is the new 9.5 by 12. This is the 5 1/4 by 9 1/4. This is the 14 by 14, sometimes affectionately referred to as the kangaroo pouch, because there is a pouch in front and then the second main pouch behind, 14 by 14. The one I was looking for, we call it the 7-Eleven, but it's one I don't have in here for some reason. 7-Eleven is, if that's 9.5 by 12, your 7-Eleven is kind of, right in here, also top zip. All right, so those are available individually and then also sold in a bundle of 4. And you will find those also under What's New. You will find them under the May release under the Layle by Mail products as well. Melissa said she loves the totes for organizing, journaling, goodies for traveling. That's how I use them too. But I will tell you, I also put my tools in them. I also have them in my purse for lots of different things, receipts, lipstick, things like that, pens and such that end up floating around your purse. Heather said those kangaroo pouches are a game changer. She loves them. April, is the front pouch of the kangaroo big enough to hold an 8.5 by 11? That's a great question. Let's see. Let's just see. I think so. I think it sure is. It sure is. So here we go. Yep, that's like the Mag Daddy, right? That one would work for anything. But yes, also fits your 8.5 by 11s in the front pouch. And those two pouches are separated, right? I mean, they're connected at the side, but they're separated to keep your things separate. All right, let's take a look at what else is new. New to go with my new logo that I rebranded to in March. There is now a new little enamel pin that is 1 inch wide. So just a fun little enamel pin to put on your bag or on your lanyard as such. Let's take a look at the other stamps, the 3 other stamps and the die that are also part of the May release. First off, documenting the details. That is a 4x6 stamp set. Documenting the details, this made me smile, a story worth telling, scattered moments, a peek into my world, pieces of my story, today's story, random treasures of the week, and bits and pieces of joy. So you will see me using this one tomorrow, Saturday, for our all-day listing, International Scrapbook Day. That one is called Documenting the Details, and it has 9 stamps made in the US. Next up, we have By the Numbers Allison. This one is very near and dear to my heart. This is named after my friend Allison that I met by chance probably 23 years ago at a scrapbook store. She means the world to me. And about a year ago, she reached out and said, hey, you know what? I use a lot of numbers. She lists a ton. And she said, I use a lot of numbers, but I really think it'd be fun if we had a numbers that also had the number written out. And so thought about it for a while, molded over for a while, started thinking up some ideas. When we came up with this one, sent it to her and said, what do you think? And she said, I love it. So this is By the Numbers Allison. You have 11 pieces, 1 through 10, and then that fun little NO. All right. You will also see me using that tomorrow as we are listing. Then we have this guy. This one is Murphy Alpha. This is a 5x7 stamp set. There are 58 pieces. So you have both the positive and the negative, right? You have the solid letter and then you have the outline. So you could work those together if you wanted. You could stamp the solid and then stamp with a contrasting color the outline on top, maybe offset a little bit, or you could use each of those separately. If you're using the outline, you could stamp that in black and then use a Copic marker or colored pencil or something like that to color in. Lots of different options when you have kind of a double set like that. Murphy, if you did not know, all of my Alpha stamp sets are named after pets in our family. Murphy is my mom's last dog. So Murphy Alpha. So the 6 stamp sets that were part of the May release, you have those 3 that we just looked at, and then you have the 3 from Postcards and Passports. As always, the stamps are available in a bundle as well. So when you buy the full bundle from the stamp set, if maybe you're like, well, I don't know if I want to have the Postcards and Passports big bundle, so I think I'm going to maybe cherry pick that a little bit, but I want all the stamps, so you can do that, you know, however you want to do, everything a la carte or in bundles. All right, one new die. There should have been 2. One got a bit waylaid, you know. My stamps are made in the US. Like I said, everything that we can do, we make in the US. The dies are made overseas. And the second die that we thought would be here just didn't quite make it yet. So I'm hoping in the next month or so it will arrive. And as soon as it arrives, I will make it available. But the die that is available now, in fact, it's been here for about a month and a half, is the Glimmers die. So this is the Glimmer word die and the shadow die. It coordinates with that Glimmers stamp set that has been around since December. But with the Glimmers die, you can use the die to cut out the word. And then you can use the shadow die to cut out kind of a larger version of that. So you can kind of get a 2-layered piece, all right? So that is the Glimmer die that is now available. And that is sold individually, but also sold as the bundle if you don't already have the Glimmers die and you want to pick that up. Before we look at new washi, I just want to mention a couple things that are arriving tomorrow. So I've added them back to the website. Very much long awaited. The In the Envelope metal die is now back in stock. Carrie said, what are glimmers? I'm not familiar with glimmers. So glimmer is basically just kind of an everyday moment that maybe sparks joy or brings a little bit of brightness or sunshine to your day. So maybe seeing a butterfly, or here's a good example. When we were at Little Craft Fest last weekend, one of the mornings Nick and I got up and went walking in that beautiful neighborhood that was by the hotel. And there was a big pond. And as we were walking by, there were a couple little turtles that like poked their heads out and were looking at us. And so for me, that was a glimmer. It was just like a little bright spot, a little, you know, just kind of nothing big, but just like a little glimmer. And otherwise would have been a normal day. I introduced that concept. It's not my concept, but back in December. And we now do a glimmers list every month. So we will be doing a glimmers list tomorrow. And it basically just is one of those things that if you start to pay attention to and kind of look for, make a point to look for, you'll start to notice more and more glimmers kind of appearing in your life. And then it's fun to document them, right? That's a great question. So back in stock, the envelope metal die, all right? I will show a couple of examples that Amy put together using this and the Postcards and Passports collection. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow. But I just wanted to mention that that is now back in stock if you've been waiting for that metal die. That metal die coordinates with that in the envelope stamp set. And that metal die sold out the very first day when that was launched when we did our May release. So back in stock. The other one that is back in stock is the Currently. So because they don't arrive till tomorrow, I'm showing you mine. I can't show you the ones in the package. But that is similar to what we saw with the glimmer die. There's the word currently die, and then there's the shadow die that goes along with it. So Carol said, you mentioned a discount. Does that begin today or tomorrow? So there are a couple of things that are happening. The Postcards and Passport Big Bundle is discounted at 15% off, not 50, 15% off. And that is already, that's already out there on the website. The bundle, the May stamp release bundle is also discounted. And you'll see that on the website. Those are always offered. The big bundles are always offered, not just kind of for a special time. And then there is a big sale also that launched this morning at 9 a.m. So about an hour ago-ish on the website for International Scrapbook Day. So as soon as we're done, it's up. When you click, I think you click shop here. Amy, will you do me a favor and pop that link in? Pop that link in for the sale. It is when you go to laylebymail.com and I think you say start here, you'll see the link at the very top. What I ran out of time to do this morning right before we started was to put a banner up with that. So you'll see that very shortly, but lots of oldie but goodie products that are on sale as we're kind of moving those out to make room for lots of new products coming in. All right, there are 5 rolls of washi also. Actually, there's 8, but you're only gonna see 5 because I also have the 3 Layle by Mail rolls of washi that are going in the next summer fall season pass, but I won't show you those yet. Anyhow, 5 rolls of washi. Now, some of these may look familiar to some of you if you've been around a long time. These 4, and when I say 4, this is one set right here. These 4 I released back in 2022. And I've just started doing washi again. These were so popular and I've had some requests since then to bring these back in. So I have brought them back in and then there's one new color. So as we look here, this is the new color. It is a black ruler, all right? So just nice black ruler, very basic colors that you can either kind of use standalone or pair with other washi that you have. So black ruler is brand new. The yellow is classic ruler. The blush is, I think it's called blush ruler, blush or pink ruler. There's the blush one. The navy ruler. And those are actual inches, all right? Someone asked once, are those actual measurements? Yes, those are actual inches. That's the navy ruler. And then the date. So what's really fun about the date is actually one roll, but it is broken out into 3 different designs. So as we look at that, there's the first design. When I initially designed these, it was with the intent of it fitting. Let me just grab something here really quick. Fitting along the bottom. Hold on. I'm just trying to grab really quickly. Well, we'll grab this one. Fitting along the bottom of a traveler's notebook insert. So if we look at this, it fits the width perfectly. So that is the first design that is part of that roll. This guy is the second design. All right, so we just took a look at the first one. This one is the second one. All right, so here you have your months here, you can circle the date. Here you have your months over here, you can circle the date here. So this guy also designed to fit the width of your traveler's notebook page. Now, you can obviously use it for other things, but that was my intent when I designed that. And what's fun about both of these, there's little colored dots there and little colored dots along there. So it just gives you a little pop of color. And then the next one, or the third one. You have your months along the top, and then you can circle your little date along the bottom. And that is all in one roll. It's almost like you're getting 3 in 1, right? All right, so those are the new washi. You guys, that was like a whirlwind. New washi, new pin, new stamps and dies, new storage pouch, and then of course the new postcards and passport collection. All right, let me flip the camera. Let's say our goodbyes. Let's talk about what is coming up for the rest of the weekend. If you were just joining me, it is International Scrapbook Day tomorrow, and we are celebrating all weekend. So starting out today with the launch, let me just rotate our camera here so you can see me. So I can, well, I can't ever see you, but you can see me. So start out today with the launch of the May stamp and die release with postcards and passports, and then the other items that you saw as well. But there's also a big sale happening this weekend. So it started this morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it runs through Sunday night, the 4th at midnight. There are 300 some odd products on the website at laylebymail.com that are on sale for International Scrapbook Day. There are some that are older collections that have now moved from regular price into sale price. And there are some that we only bring out for sales. So you can take a look at that on the website. Tomorrow, Saturday, May 3rd, is the big day. We're doing another all-day listing. And if you are, if you're not sure where to find information about that, go to laylebymail.com and click on the blog, and you'll see the post about that. We're listing all day tomorrow. Lots of fun prizes. Lots of laughs, a little bit of walking down memory lane, and then of course doing our fun list. So hope that you can join me tomorrow, either in the morning session or afternoon session. They're completely different. I just have to split them up in two so I can take a break for an hour in between and eat and do whatever else I need to do before we get going again. So I hope you can join me. I know there's a lot of things going on tomorrow, so even if you're just popping in and out to say hi, pop in and out to say hi, because I would love to see you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me. Share with your friends. You have friends that love paper crafting products. You have friends that love travel. Share with your friends, because I would love to. I'd love to make sure as many people as possible know about postcards and passports. Is the Blessed Inches Washi already sold out? Mary J, it is not. It is not. There's plenty. So. Let me, as soon as we're done, let me go and look on the back end. It may not have gotten activated, or it may not have had numbers added to it, but it is still there. It's there, I promise. So I will check that as soon as we're done. Let's see what else, friends. I know I missed lots and lots of things. Heather, thank you. Heather said, love how intentionally you design these. Thank you. I hope that always comes across in my products, you guys, because there's not a lot of us out here that do this, that we actually manufacture products, but also use the products that we make. And I've always said Vicki does an amazing job at that, but I think there's a big difference when you have someone that is bringing products to the market who also uses them. It gives us a little bit of a different insight into things. So I hope that's always evident in everything I do. Susie said, I love the term micro adventures. That sums up my summer 2025. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited kind of about sharing that kind of concept with everybody tomorrow when we're listing, if you don't know about that. All right, my friends, what else? If there are things, I'm sure there are things I missed. If I missed anything, go ahead and either leave a comment on the video when it's over, or go to laylebymail.com and click contact us, and then we can go from there. If you missed part of this, I'll also, tomorrow morning, we'll take a really quick look at those new products again, just so people that are working today didn't get a chance to join us can see what's new. All right, you guys. I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of stuff to do to still get us ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to sign off until tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend, and I hope that we see each other sometime on the interwebs soon. Thanks for joining me today. Bye bye.